Okay. Hi, Aries. Welcome to Beauty Soul Tarot. Okay, so this is going to be a reading for the sign of Aries. Any placement that you have in Aries, this could resonate with. And of course, like the energies can reverse. So if I'm talking about you, it could be someone else that you're dealing with. If you're interested in a private reading, the information is in the description box below. Those cards just came flying out. Okay, you're feeling put on the spot in some way, but also you're thriving. You're doing very well. Let's see. Yeah, actually, you don't feel like so much put on the spot, but you kind of feel like you're out there. Interesting. You seem to be doing something well with few of something. So let's see. Aries. Aries, what is going on with Aries? Seven of Materials. The Ace of Voices in reverse. Okay, I feel like you're feeling guided in a different direction. Okay, Seven of Material. You're feeling guided in a different direction somehow. Especially with the Ace of Voices in reverse. So I'm not sure where you were feeling guided before, but I do know that with the Ace of Voices being in reverse, this means that something could be closed. Yeah, something could be closed, or it's a no. Like there's an investment. Where it is not progressing, or there's something that is turned down for sure. Is what I'm seeing. Like something is turned down and there's something being worked on here. It goes in a different direction. Let's see, Aries, January 2026. Yeah, it feels like there's an answer that's a no somehow. I keep getting the muse of, where is it? Here it is. I keep getting this in reverse, the muse of inspiration in reverse. So it feels like this takes a different turn in some way. Okay, so we know it takes a different turn, right? Yeah, I feel like you're just standing there like, okay. I'm not sure what this is. You're like, oh, here we go. Aries. The Fool in reverse. False start is definitely what I'm getting. Six of Cups. You seem to be okay. You seem to be even happy. Yeah, I feel like you're being silly, or not really. You're just, this could have to do with children as well. There seems to be something that you're comfortable with, or something that you're like, I knew this was coming. I kind of had a feeling that this was coming, and I was prepared for this. So I feel like there's no skin off your back, so to speak. The Fool in reverse, false start. I feel like you're walking away, like, but there's still more to revisit. When I turn her in the upright, I feel like it's incorrect for some reason. So there's a reason why something is going a different direction. It's supposed to go in a different direction, but there's still more. There's still more to be done. Okay, so it looks like she's, in this description, it looks like she's feeding someone or she's helping someone. In reality, she's just looking at her boots. She's just looking down. And she's lifting up her dress. And so there's flowers there. So there's something to be found or discovered. You're like, I knew this was going to happen, or something like that. Aries. The Knight of Voices. I feel like something irritates you. Oops. Okay, Nine of Emotions in reverse. Yeah, I feel like you're standing there thinking, this is ridiculous. Yeah, so I feel like it irritates you somehow, like too much of something. It is perfect. Okay, so we have this. Yeah, there's something about peace being brought with peace. Peace being brought to you. The Eight of Emotion in reverse. I feel like you're like, how do I explain it? You're like, I knew this was going to happen. You're solemn in some way. Yeah, Five of Cups. Okay, Aries. There's like a creative expression of like someone's, yeah, you're progressing forward. I feel like it's in a separate direction though. I imagine you say, I'm here to gather something. I'm here to gather this. Might be your belongings. And then we have something really positive. However, it's still going in the other direction, but the Six of Pentacles, it seems very cheerful and playful. And this could be shared assets or something that you guys are, like you and someone else are involved in sharing something or involved with something. This could also be playing as well, like a sense of boredom, like something doesn't work. But then suddenly I feel like she's showing something more proudly. There's something that's, yeah, something more proudly is being shown. And it's a balance. It almost goes back to like what's being worked on, like a second guessing, something second guessed here. And then I feel like she's holding her breath for sure, even though that's what she's doing. I don't know why I added that, but I feel like there's like a, oh, what was that? Kind of thing. And then suddenly, like, these horses are showing. Okay. So there is progress, but it's not in a certain direction. Like, I imagine someone's like, oh, that didn't happen, or we didn't do this. Okay, so that could be frustrating. Aries. Yeah, okay. So you're coming through very powerfully. Muse of Emotions. Okay. You're coming through like, I know what I'm doing. And you seem to be really closed off, cut off. Like, just what I say when I say cut off, closed off, I mean detached. I mean like unbothered, uninterested. um, in putting it in effort in, but then effort is being put in. So then it's like something does come through. It's like you're waiting for something to come through at a certain time before it becomes a false start. You don't know how it's going to progress. And so your sense of confidence in something here, it's like it could shift, or it already did shift to where it was like kind of like this, where you're like leaning over, kind of like suggesting that you're humbling yourself in a way, or backing up, if that makes sense. Okay, so I'm not choosing that when someone says, I feel like this has to do with like a series of like decisions going through like a legal matter in some kind of way. And then it goes back to the horses, like people in line, which she seems to have control over, with the dotted lines coming from her hands, like follow me type of thing. So it feels like there's a vote of some kind. There's one person who's just very matter of fact here. I feel like that's you, or well, it could be someone else, but I feel like it's you. And you're like, no holds bar, just very balanced in the way that it's not even balanced. I mean, it is balanced, but it's like, this is an exchange. I heard you say, I'm sorry. I'm not going through with that, but I'll go through with this. That's not going to go through there. That's going to be something else. And then, but you're not 100% sure though. It is something that like keeps you up. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to make this so matter of fact, because this could be different for some of you, or for some. I mean, I keep talking like I'm talking to a crowd. You still have a star. That card flipped over. You're still involved. Okay, here's the star. It's not the star card, but it's the Six of Wands, and you're still showing some grace here, or there's something that you still have and that's still being managed in some way. So something isn't yet complete. I feel like, but it does feel like something isn't being completed, like going forward. Like there's something, even though it's still being managed, it feels like it's not progressing forward, but you're still going through the process of something here. I feel like you're tired. Okay. I wanted to say Cancer, Aries. Yeah, this is something where you're like closing your eyes. You're like, okay. Yeah, I feel like you're just sitting quietly, like accepting something. And again, there seems to be a long line of people working to make something happen. I noticed that her face, like she's making some kind of, one of these girls, the one at the bottom, I feel like she's puckering her lips. I feel like all of them are puckering their lips in some way.